plant of the entire season. I had one on Monday, and it was also Cottage Farms, and you also loved it. I say also because I know you're going to love this too. You're going to get 2 of the 3-in-1 Balmy Bergamot live plants. Bergamot is really, you might have heard of it as bee balm, but what we're doing here is so exciting because we are giving you truly a more compact, but really like just loaded with blooms plants. 3 easy payments of $833. Katie Dobau is here with us. This is a little preview because we're going to do an 8 o'clock show together tonight. Yay! And that show is loaded too. But this is really special because this is something that so many people can grow.
You can, but you can't find it at retail. So that's what we love to do here at Cottage Farms. We bring you some of the easiest plants that have such big payout. So you are getting, with this bergamot, you're getting 3-in-1 pot. So we have picked 3 of the fun, hottest colors of the bee balm. We've got our purple, we've got our rose, and like a hot pink magenta. So 3 plants in 1 pot, and you're getting 2 of them. So that's 6 plants, Sandra.
So nature, of course, is not going to create a bee balm where on one what ends up looking like a bee balm bush almost, right? Like a compact bush with all 3 colors at once. That's what Cottage Farms did for you. So your neighbors aren't going to have this. In fact, if you have a neighbor who knows a lot about plants, they're going to say, how'd you get that bee balm to bloom in different colors? Also, having 3 together creates a lot more blooms, 3 times the bloom.
Absolutely, and an all-around bushier plant. Now, bee balm is a little bit more of a compact plant, so this is perfect. You just saw a picture of a container, great in containers, but I also love it in the front of your border, along your walkway, because it is fragrant. So I love fragrant plants along walkways, because then when you brush against them, maybe your dog, that fragrance gets emitted into the air, smells good for you, makes your dog smell a little good too. See, you can smell it here.
That smells really good. And of course it is that smell that deer are not interested in.
Bingo.
I will tell you, bee balm does come in many different heights, many different like growing habits. This is perfect because it can be front to almost middle of the border. And I have grown Cottage Farms bee balm. In fact, I have it kind of growing close to my mailbox. It has performed so well with very little care. Now, I don't have the 3-in-1, so I'm gonna be jealous of everyone who gets this, but it is a plant that really doesn't need a lot of babying.
No, it doesn't. Now, of course, every little plant, when you get them home, little babies, you're gonna wanna take them out of the box.
Especially the first season.
The first season
baby.
But what we do, let me just show you here. This is the sample you get home. I mean, it's enormous.
It's big,
It's also really bushy, because remember, you're getting 3 plants in 1. But I also just wanna show you the reason our plants are so healthy. Check out these roots. We have been growing these at Cottage Farms, getting them ready to send them home to you. And when you get them home, I would like you to slice those roots so they can then spread in the ground. This is a full sun plant, so if you're thinking, where do I put this? You know, you can put it somewhere, because once it's established, it's going to be drought tolerant. It is heat tolerant. It works for so many of you across the country, really widespread zones. So it's one of those versatile plants that it's fragrant, it's colorful, loaded with blooms, and attracts the pollinators.
Pretty. Yeah, it attracts the pollinators, so you get these gorgeous pinks and kind of purples and deep roses, but then you also get the oranges and yellows of the butterflies flying by. So pollinators absolutely love it. Tell me about how this performs in containers.
So I love it in containers because it is a little smaller. So this is called the Balmy series, and they only get to be about 12 inches tall. So you can I would only put 1 of these in 1 12-inch container.
Okay.
So this is going to be perfect for, you see it here on a tabletop. So that is something that could even be on a tabletop, but it's also going to get big enough. What we have here on the set is your second growing season. So it's going to get big enough to put in pots on the patio floor next to where you're eating, maybe greeting you as you walk outside the door. The one thing to remember though is full sun. So that's the thing that these will love. It's a pollinator plant, so that's a little trigger for you to remember. Full sun, pollinator plant.
And look how nice they're coming home. I mean, these are really well taken care of plants. If you're new to shopping for plants on QVC, you might think we've lost our mind. Say, like, what, they're gonna ship me those plants in January? Absolutely not. We've got you covered. So what'll happen is you'll go ahead and reserve today, and you have to reserve early, obviously, because this is gonna be all we have of the season. But we won't ship these to you until it's the right time in your area. You don't have to tell us when. We know just by your zip code where we're sending them what zone you are. So if you live someplace further south than I do, you might get yours a week or so ahead of me, but they're going to ship them at the exact right time to plant. Now, I'm not surprised, but everybody's loving these. So we're busy on the phones. QVC.com or your app will probably be the fastest way to get your order through. So jump to the head of the line, go to QVC.com. They are awesome and so different. For everyone like me who's grown bee balm for many years, in fact, I've grown your bee balm, this is something that like feels new. It's like the new season fashions out or something, right? Like I've never seen those shoes before. Like it just feels new and exciting.
And I love the thing about this flower is it's so different than probably many of the other flowers you have in your garden. So you're wanting to look in your garden for different shapes, different textures. This little firework of a flower is unlike anything else. And I love it. It really makes me happy. I also love that I can put it in a small little hedge. What I have my bee balm is planted kind of close together. So if you want to create a little hedge, a colorful hedge in your garden, you might want to get a couple sets and it will just be loaded. It blooms from late mid-spring depending on where you live, also all the way through till fall.
Now, am I going to get flowers this first season?
You will absolutely get flowers this first season. This is your second growing season here, so but this plant, because look at how big it is already and how healthy the roots are, you will definitely get flowers this season.
And this is really like just taking off
ready to go.
More.
I know.
So when we buy a plant from Cottage Farms, not only do we know that we're getting really great plants, we know that they're guaranteed. Tell me about your Cottage Farms guarantee.
Yes, we want to grow more gardeners, so we want you to be successful. We guarantee these are perennials, which means they come back year after year. So we guarantee them for an entire year. So you can shop with confidence, knowing that if anything goes wrong, you get in touch with us.
All right, well, take a look. They are so gorgeous. We only have 3,600. That is it, and we are super busy on the phone lines. QVC.com is going to be your best way to order, or your app, but don't wait, because that's the bee balm that we don't have yet, but we're very excited to get a chance to have. Thanks so much. Now listen, we're going to do an entire hour at 8 o'clock with Katie and Cottage Farms, and we're going to have a lot that's going to look